via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to from wherever you are connected. This live streaming takes place every Saturday, Sunday, and Monday between the hours of 6 a.m. and 7 Eastern Time. This comes out to be between 3:30 and 4:30 Indian Standard Time. Europe time is 5 hours ahead. US time is the same until the clock is set for the winter. Sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. Does an enlightened one ever dream? Can you, and what is the nature of his sleep? No, an enlightened one never sleeps. So, and no, an enlightened one cannot dream. And if you like the dreams, then do not be worried about being enlightened. Dreaming is a part of sleep. First thing is, for dreams to happen, you have to move into sleep, and that too unconscious. And for ordinary dreams, you have to move into sleep. In sleep, you become unconscious. When you are unconscious, dream happens. So understand the difference. For dreaming, you need the sleep. And when you are asleep, ordinarily, you are unconscious. So unconscious sleep is the way for dreams to happen. In sleep, you become unconscious. When you are unconscious, dream happens. Even during the day, you have forgotten the reality and you start thinking of something. You enter into a dream state. They happen only in a state of your unconsciousness, whether you are asleep or awake. Even your sleep is unconscious, your waking is unconscious. An enlightened one is conscious even while asleep. He cannot become unconscious. Even if you give him an anesthesia, chloroform or something else, only his periphery goes to sleep. Periphery. This needs to be understood. He remains conscious. His consciousness cannot be disturbed in any way. So periphery means the body that is connected to the sense organs, where you feel pain, suffering, and all these things. But deep down, it does not reach. So the operation takes place. Whatsoever is happening, you are performing a surgery, you are going through the bodily pain or ailment. All this happens on the surface, periphery. Center, and he lives in the center. From there he comes out at times for certain reasons. Like for instance, during your honeymoon, you like to spend as much time as you need in the bedroom, in the privacy. But there are times when you have to come out of that. You are honeymooning in a place, staying in a hotel. You remain in your room. You do not come out from there. So you are not aware what is happening in the lobby, what is happening outside, what is happening. You are not aware of it. Only when there is a knock at the door, you hear somebody has come in to bring food or something. So you remain in your center. During the honeymoon, your room is your center, and everything else is periphery. So an awakened one is 24 hours in honeymoon. So for certain things he has to come out. All the Sufi masters, they have been in profession work. When they have to go to work, they have to perform their responsibilities that the job entails. I had given the example of Sufi Brij Mohan Lal. Once another Sufi master who was an Unani doctor. So in India, all these systems are in practice. Ayurveda, the herbal treatment, the Unani, which is Yunan refers to Greece. So that system, that is a kind of a herbal system that developed in the Middle East. So they do their treatment also. Those who are familiar with this system, they will know there are certain medicines for cold. The Ayurveda gives a different kind of medicine. The Unani, this is part of Islamic. So they give a combination of different herbs which had to be boiled, decocted and take orally. That is known as Joshanda. So this person so it happened that one person got some problem in his eyes. So he went to him. So he gave him the medicine, and other treatment told him that. Next day or day after, another person developed the same kind of eye problem. So he also went, and this Hakim, they are known as Hakims. So he gave him the medicine as well. Then a couple days after, another person got the similar problem. He also went along with the three, now went together. When he saw the third one having the similar problem, then he said, "You have to tell me, where do you go? These eyes, this problem is not an ordinary problem. This is the problem that your eyes have been wounded by an awakened and enlightened master. So I will not give you the medicine unless you tell me the name of the person where eyes are made in this way." The very look, when you look at the person, like simple thing, if you are in love, your eyes will radiate a different kind of energy. There will be a different kind of a luster, different kind of, everything will be different in that way. When you are in anger, then your eyes will reflect that. Eyes are the windows to reflect your inner state. So when the inner state is different, when you are in the company of the master, the superfluous things, the lust, the greed, the anger, start reducing their effect bit by bit on you. So there comes a purity in you that is reflected through your eyes and countenance. So he said, we have to ask our master, because he has told us not to give the names of the master, because they are the Sufis and the masters has been very, not secretive, but they do not want to reveal themselves, because people ordinarily will not understand these intricacies. How does these things happen? So only a deserving one can see. When you see an awakened one, or a Raman or anyone, he gets angry. So you know anger your way. So you are being used by anger, and the awakened one is using anger to bring about transformation as a tool. So when they returned back, so they asked Chachaji, Raghuvar that this is what happened, and the person want to know that he will not give the medicine unless we tell him the name of our master. So he said, no, don't tell my name. Tell the name. He referred to his eldest son, Brij Mohan Lal. Tell the name of Bade Miyan. He used to call him Bade Miyan. Bade means elder. Miyan is also a sign of respect. So they told him, the medicine was given to him. Now these three people, they were anxious to know what does this person who has that capability to discern through my eyes that a change has taken place in us, and these eyes are wounded. They are deeply in love. When they are deeply in love, so these people got frightened that how come you say that we are in love? We are elderly people. He said, no. These eyes are wounded, are in love with an awakened master. So it happened, they told him, he said, okay, the person said, the Hakim, that we will go and pay him the respect. Brij Mohan Lal did not know anything about it. He was a head clerk in police office. So he used to go to following the normal ways and means. He will dress in the attire of the time. Like right now, the job that you are undertaking, you have to dress in a particular manner. There is a code of conduct, although there is no definite rules, but it's customary is. So he followed the same. He will have because that was the influence was a Muslim influence. So he will wear trousers, which is known as something like it forms like gathers at the ankle, and it is loose on top, and then a kurta and a long flowing jacket that reaches up to the below the knees. So when my uncle, he was working with this Reserve Bank of India, so he has to dress in his own way. So he was sitting in his office. So this person went and stood behind him, and that I will narrate to you. So the next day, these three, from the time that they returned from the doctor, they were very anxious. What is the opinion of this person about my master? So they were restless, anxious to know. So next day they reached early and they said, The Hakim said, "MashaAllah, your master is a great master." He said, "Did you meet him?" He said, "Yes, I went, but there was no possibility of meeting." Now, the ordinary person could not understand. You went to meet him and there was no possibility of meeting. So, what does meeting means? To you, meeting means you are sitting in your office, somebody knocks, a phone call comes in, and if you are your secretary tells, "Look, somebody has come to meet you." This is the normal way of meeting. But the meeting of the awakened ones is totally different. So he said, I went. I stood behind his chair for an hour. He was busy doing his office work, and not even a single breath was free from the divine remembrance. Deep down, the zikr is going on. On the surface, he is doing the office work, and it seemed as if he will finish the entire work of the office in a moment. He was so engrossed in the work. So periphery was engrossed in the work. The inner dimension was involved, engrossed, absorbed in the remembrance of the divine. Oh, my master is such a great person. So ego began to filter into. So they came back. And when Mohan Lal came to know about it, he got angry about that. This was a reason that the ego that was filtering into him, how to remove that. How to remove that? There is a technique. So he got angry and he said, what will this man be thinking of me? He was a person who came and stood behind me for an hour, and I did not have the courtesy even to ask him to sit down and inquire about his welfare. You put me in an embarrassing position. You should have at least told me that somebody is coming to meet you. So these people's everything vanished. So the meeting was arranged. So this is how, when somebody is in love, when inner transformation begins to happen, his gestures, his move, eyes get fixed. Eyes do not blink, because blinking of the eyes is connected with the thought process. When the thoughts are, I am speaking to you now, because the words are forming. But where the words are there, the language is there, the words are arranged in a particular manner so that a sequence, a particular discipline is followed. But these words, these thoughts are arising out of emptiness. If you look into the eyes, there will be no movement. This is what eyes get fixed. When somebody is in deep love, there is no thought arising in his mind. When somebody is deep, has gone into the awakening, his eyes do not blink. Normally, as a normal person, you cannot stay like that. Eyes wide open, not blinking any moment. And if your eyes do not blink, you feel tired. But it's a different approach. So, the blinking of the eyes is an indication of thought process that is going on in the mind. Even when a person is asleep, the thought process continues, eyes continues to blink. Enlightened person is conscious even while asleep. He cannot become unconscious. You may think he is getting angry, but anger is a tool that he is using. Your anger is outcome of unconsciousness. His anger is outcome of consciousness. Even if you give him an anesthesia, chloroform or any form, his periphery only goes into the sleep. Osho was given thallium, the slow poison, during the time that he was in the States in the prison. So the body was in absolute pain. But it was only on the periphery. But the pain did not affect his consciousness, his energy flow, his words that were flowing, because the words that are coming out of it, out of an awakened one, is coming from deep within, from the center. The pain is happening at the periphery. So periphery and in case of an awakened one, there is a gap between the periphery and the center. The periphery or the circumference is connected to that, but he is in his bedroom. He may have a big mansion, big house. The hotel where you are staying during honeymoon is a big place. There are a number of rooms. Somebody may be staying next door to you, but you are lost in your own world of love. So you are not bothered about anything what is happening on the circumference, in the lobby, in the any other place, in the corridors, in the kitchen or anywhere. You are not aware of anything. So awakened one is not aware of all these things. I recall an incident. It happened that Chachaji had an interest in music. So Lalaji or Mauli Sahab tried to arrange for him to learn tabla, the percussion instrument. He learned it, he excelled in it. So Lalaji used to play harmonium, Brij Mohan Lal used to play harmonium, Chachaji used to play tabla. Lalaji and Brij Mohan Lal, they had a beautiful voice. They used to sing. Chachaji was playing tabla. It was dark and he was playing with so much of rigor that he said, today there is some special effect in tabla. There is a kind of stickiness in tabla. Kind of a stickiness in tabla. When the light was brought, his fingers were bruised. Blood was oozing. And with the blood, now if the blood is there and it has not been coagulated, it will create a stickiness, and he was not even aware of it. I recall when Sufi Omkarnath, they used to have the annual function during the October month, Dashara holidays, at the shrine of Brij Mohan Lal. There were a large number of people gathered. That was not the time, that was a pre-Google era, pre-social media era. Most of them do not have the phone facility. So they are getting the opportunity once in a year to come to spend the time with the Master. So everyone is like that. They are listening to the Master, what they want to have a personal communion with the Master as well. So every session there was a break, like the morning session, then there was a break for lunch, then the break for rest. So people used to gather. I recall the day when it was the last day of this gathering. So that day around 10 o'clock the morning session finishes, and after that everyone will have lunch. Then people will start preparing to leave. So, but before leaving, everybody wants to have a word with the master. He's sitting. Is not a carpeted, is not a foam, it is an ordinary concrete floor. He's sitting on that and listening to everyone, whosoever is coming, attentively listening to their problems, complaints, giving them. And from 12 o'clock until midnight, 12 o'clock or even after that early morning hours, because the following day I was to leave there in preparation for my visit. I was to leave India to come to Trinidad. So I thought that I must meet him before I go. But until after 12, the people were all around. And at times when people have gone, then he says that there is pain. And he used to have the piles problem. So it becomes difficult to sit down. But pain was on the periphery. Deep down there is so much of bliss, so much of joy, that outside that was meaningless. The pain on the periphery does not affect the flow of the energy field, the love, the understanding, the words that are flowing, that flowed out of Osho. When the last moment, 19th of January 1990, before that for a couple days he did not come out to Buddha Hall. That day he told, take me to Buddha Hall for 10 minutes. Take me to Buddha Hall for 10 minutes. Thereafter, take me straight from there to cremation ground. So when he said, take me to Buddha Hall for 10 minutes, he was conscious. And when he said, from there, take me straight to cremation ground. So when he said, he was alive. He went to Buddha Hall where the white brotherhood meditation used to take place. Everybody is in the white garb. That was called as white brotherhood meditation. And at what moment Osho left the body? There was no pain, no expression of pain on his face. No expression. I have not seen this expression of inner agony as far as I can see on the face of Osho, Raman, Ramakrishna, Brij Mohan Lal, Chachaji, Lalaji, Omkarnath, or anyone else. So this is the state. He is conscious in every state, in sleep, in waking, in pain, in happiness. Nothing, neither the pain effect reaches the inner, nor the happiness reaches the inner, nor sadness touches the inner. The inner remains totally untouched by all these things. He cannot become unconscious. Even if in sleep, Buddha is reported to have said. Anand had asked Buddha a boon that I will sleep in the same room where you sleep. He said, so maybe there may be a possibility that you may need my assistance. So when I am there, I will be able to help you. Anything you may need, water in the night, you may do that. He said, I have seen you sleeping in the night. but I have never seen you changing your posture. In whatever position you rest, you rest. And even if any awakened one changes the posture, he is aware that he is changing the sides. I am explaining this on the basis of my own experience. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that while everyone is asleep, yogi or awakened one, enlightened master is awake. It is not that yogis are not going to sleep in the night. They also sleep, but their sleep has a different quality. Only their bodies sleep, but then their sleep is beautiful. It is a rest. The body sleeps, and when you sleep, you wake up refreshed. If the sleep is sound, you get up refreshed. And it happens during the night for certain moments, 1 to 3 minutes. You are complete, that is called the deepest sleep. When you are in touch with the cosmic energy and that refreshes you, if that hour, you may remain waking whole night, but suddenly 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock you fall asleep and you wake up 4 o'clock. During that period, you are not present. You are somewhere else. And that 3 to 4 minutes sleep refreshes you. So an awakened one is aware of that. His sleep is of a different quality. Only their bodies sleep, but their sleep is beautiful, it is rest. You sleep, your sleep is not rest. It may be an exertion, and in the morning you may feel more exhausted. But when you are within the energy field of an awakened one, slowly and slowly the quality of your sleep begins to change. If you, being within the energy field means you are not carrying on your own mind that you want to do this, that, all that. He will not insist on you to do anything. He will simply mention, if you do this, it will be better. But the choice is yours. You can give 101 arguments, logics. That is your choice. Whole night there was an inner turmoil. Your body was not at rest because the mind was so active. And the activity of mind directly creates exertion on the body. Because without the body, the mind cannot act. But in case of an awakened one, mind is not active. There is a particular couplet. जब दिल को नींद आ जाती है और रूह भी कुछ गाफिल होती है, फिर मैं ही अकेला होता हूँ और यार की महफिल होती है। कल साहिल वालों से रो रो ये डूबने वाले कहते थे, जो मौज डुबा दे तूफान को, जो मौज डुबा दे तूफान को, वो मौज ही साहिल होती है। When heart is asleep, restful, and soul is intoxicated, then I am all alone in my own company. When you are in your own company, there is no mind. Mind is the other company. Mind is not your company. Mind, computer is not your company. It is a tool that you are using. I am using the computer facilities, all these, in order to communicate to you. In order to communicate so that you can connect to this live streaming from wherever you are. In your bedroom, in your country, in transit, wherever you are. So this mechanism is used for that purpose. And I have to use to form the sentences, meaningful sentences. So the choice of the words that can create a symphony, a synergy, a harmony, a musical symphony. So जब दिल को नींद आ जाती है, when heart is asleep and soul is intoxicated, then I am alone beyond the mind. और यार की महफिल होती है, and I am in the company of my beloved. कल साहिल वालों से रो रो. साहिल means shore. कल साहिल वालों से रो रो, ये डूबने वाले कहते थे. Those who are standing on the shore, they were being told by those who have drowned in that. जो मौज डुबा दे तूफान को. Mauj means that state of blissfulness that drowns the strongest of storms. That alone is the shore. जिंदगी के समंदर में उठा था एक दिन लहरों सा. One day I rose like one of the myriad waves on the surface of the ocean. जिंदगी के समंदर में, in the ocean of life, one day I came into existence like one of the waves. मिट आज चला सागर की गहराई में. Today I drowned, dissolved in the depth of the ocean of life. मिट आज चला सागर की गहराई में, रह गई खामोशी सी हर मौज में. Now there is tranquility, there is harmony, there is oneness in every turmoil. रह गई एक खामोशी सी हर. जिंदगी के समंदर में उठा था एक दिन लहरों सा. मिट आज चला सागर की गहराई में, रह गई एक खामोशी सी हर मौज में. In every state there is a blissfulness. तूफानों को जैसे साहिल मिल गया हर रहगुजर में. It is a state as if that every storm of life has gotten ashore. The activity of mind remains active. The activity of the mind means a parallel activity is going on in the body as well. So whole night your body is moving and is active. That is why in the morning you feel exhausted. This is normally happens. When you are within the energy field of the Master, things begin to change. What does it mean for someone who is enlightened? It means one thing. Now he is totally conscious. Whatsoever goes on in his mind, any thought or anything, he is aware. And the moment you are aware, certain things completely cease, stop bothering you. Just through awareness, they stop, they cease to disturb you. Otherwise, any thought comes and disturbs you. And when it disturbs your mind, it disturbs the restfulness of the body as well. Just through awareness they stop. It is just like the room is dark and you bring a candle. Awareness is that candle that you bring into the dark room. The room is dark and you bring a candle. The darkness will disappear. Everything will not disappear. These bookshelves are here. And if we are sitting here, we will be here. By bringing candle, only darkness disappears. This room, your room has many things. It has cupboard, it has bed, it has table, it has fan, it has everything. The room was dark, the electricity, the current has cut off. You bring a candle. With that candle, will all those things disappear? No. What disappears? The darkness that was there. Everything will not disappear. Those cupboards, bookshelves, tables, counters, fans, bed, everything will remain. When someone becomes enlightened, now he has inner light. Inner light is awareness. Through that awareness, sleep disappears. Sleep is the darkness. Sleep disappears, nothing else. But because sleep disappears, the quality of everything changes. Earlier on, when the current has cut off, there was darkness. You were not able to see the cupboards, and so you may stumble here or there. But when the moment the light, candle light comes in, everything remains, the sleep disappears, the quality of everything changes. Now, whosoever is going to do, will do in his perfect alertness. And that which needs unconsciousness is a prerequisite. And that which needs unconsciousness, things that needs unconsciousness, that have completely disappeared. Now you will not stumble. When someone becomes enlightened, now he has an inner light. You want to know. You are anxious to be declared that you are awakened. There are certain qualities. Someone is enlightened, he is inner light. Wherever the light falls, light is awareness. Wherever this light falls, the candle of awareness falls. All that is superfluous vanishes. Through that awareness, sleep disappears, pain disappears, agony disappears, unconsciousness disappears, and nothing else. Everything remains. It is like जब रूह भी कुछ गाफिल होती है, your soul is intoxicated. In that state, the body had the pain, but Osho was not in pain. Body had the pain. Ramakrishna, the body had the pain, but he was not in pain. Because the light of awareness was there. Awakening was there, nothing else. But because sleep has disappeared, means unconsciousness has disappeared, the quality will change. Quality will change. Your life will transform. Now whatsoever he is doing, going to do, will be in perfect alertness, perfect awakening. His walk, his talk, whatsoever Ramakrishna said, the moment I turn my face from the food, 3 days after I will be no more alive. When Osho said, take me to Buddha Hall for 10 minutes, and straight away from there, take me to cremation ground. And that which needs unconsciousness as a prerequisite, this is what is going to happen in perfect alertness. But all those things that requires unconsciousness becomes impossible when you bring the candle of awareness into the room that was dark. You are perfectly alert. There is light in the room. So all that was happening because of the darkness, because of unconsciousness, will become impossible for you now. He cannot be angry, not because it is a decision that he has made a decision not to be angry. He cannot be angry. Anger can exist only when there is unconsciousness, as happens in your case. But his anger is a tool. Now unconsciousness is not there, so the basis of all those things, the pain, the suffering, the agony, the anger, the greed, the lust, the sex, whatsoever it is, they are all the offsprings of unconsciousness. So the base is not there. So how can, when the roots are not there, unconsciousness is the root of all that. On the tree of unconsciousness grows pain, suffering, anger, greed, lust, jealousy, all these things. When roots are not there, how can these flourish? How can these blossom? How can the flowers of greed, sex, pain, agony will blossom? They will wither away. He cannot hate. Hate exists only in a state of unconsciousness. He becomes love. Not because he has taken a decision on his part to be loving. When light is there, when unconsciousness, the darkness of unconsciousness is no more, love flows. It is a natural. He has discovered the reservoir deep within, out of which spurts love. Dreaming becomes impossible because dream needs first of all unconsciousness, and he is not unconscious. I'll continue on this tomorrow's session. Until then, take care and do have a pleasant